Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and we are back with the last couple of league games of our Season 10, I think it is now, the Gibraltar Challenge. As you can see, I'm absolutely gutted by one thing, and you can see exactly what it is on the screen right there. 2-1 loss. We won every other game this season, and we lost against Britannia 2-1. God, I'm annoyed about that. Really annoyed. So, yeah, this episode we're going to face off against Glasses United and Man 62, just in the formalities that are the last two games of the season. And then next episode we'll come back and we'll play the two cup finals, Britannia and St. Joseph's Senior League Cup final and the Rock Cup final, to try and get the quad once again. Just to pick out a couple of games, this one was obviously 7-0 win. Goals from Franks, Bustamante, a couple from Jones, an own goal there. Oladipo, and another own goal as well, so 1-2 good there. Broker got a couple of goals in that one, pretty good from defensive midfield. Jones has broken the record this season for most goals in the league, which is a shame because I want to see how much he could score. But he's got a damaged heel, so he could be back in time for probably not the game today, but the game against Man 62 in a week's time. Should be back for that one. If we have a look at the first division, then I'm going to try and find where the stats are. Oh, they're the stats there. 22 goals, which is the highest ever. Of course, he's defeated. Who was it? It was Jimenez Cristobal, who was the highest goal scorer beforehand. Of course, was our signing the first year we went professional. Tundi's also got the most assists this season. Again, he's broken the record for that. So we are looking pretty good at that. Top three goal scorers. We've got two of them, and Jack Peachman right in the middle there. Well done to Jack Peachman, former player of ours. It doesn't have the best stats at all, does he really? But seems to have done quite well. 7 caps for Gibraltar. He might end up losing that space in Gibraltar pretty soon, though. Some of our players start to gain Gibraltarian nationality and might just knock a few of these out. Look at that. Average rating, top 5 at all hours. So it just shows how good we have been this season. So yeah, let's get straight into our first match against Glasses United. We beat them 2-0 in the last game. So let's see how we can do in this game. So before we get into that, I can show you a few transfers we've made. These are players that I signed up a long time ago, actually, and they've only just actually come through transfer-wise because they've just gained, they've just become 18 years of age. So the first one, I'm not entirely sure why I signed him, to tell the truth. Alessandro Diola, he was a young, I think I signed him when he was 16, so it's been a couple of years waiting for him to turn the 18, but he obviously hasn't reached the heights we were hoping. His contract does expire at the end of the season anyway, so I think we'll just let him go. A bit of a shame, but he just doesn't have the same quality. Next is Michael Vega, a young Ecuadorian striker. Does look pretty good actually. He's got 15 finishing, 16 heading, good determination as well. Got some pretty decent stats where you'd like them. Good strength, good jumping reach. So a few crosses into this guy and he could score a few goals. So we might actually see him playing today, I think. And then we have a Russian centre-back in Pavel Kristakov. He has come on as a substitute in a game recently to play his first game, but he's got pretty decent stats again. He's only 18 years old, so we can expect him to grow a bit more and hopefully develop into a pretty decent player. But again, the coaches don't really rate him, but I don't really rate the coaches, so it's a bit more difficult to try and say, isn't it, really? But those are the 3 players we have signed. Nothing else has really changed as of the moment. So let's get straight into that game against Glasses. And here we go. As you can see, we are heavy favourites for this one, as we would be, because we are currently 22 points at the top of the table with a game in hand as well of a Lincoln. Glasses are up in 3rd. They've had a pretty good season. They've been a bit up and down the last few years, but this could be a year for them to get into the Europa League, which would be massive for them. They're equal points there with Britannia in 4th, and both those teams look pretty strong. I think it'll be one of those 2 teams that do get into the Europa League. Well, of course it would be, wouldn't it? Because they're the only 2 teams that can. Okay, ignore all that. Eric Frank's our key man at the moment because he scored 21 goals in 27 games. Fantastic for him. That's mainly because Jones is injured. Well, he's not injured, but he is going to be out for this game. Talking of out for this game, there is currently some Australian friendlies going on. So we've lost both our goalkeepers, Machego and the other guy, Ramito. We've also lost Morgan as well in midfield because he's off there as well. They haven't taken Baird and they haven't taken Murphy, which is quite handy. Oh no, Morgan is here. Am I mad then? Have we just got 2 injuries to our goalkeepers, or what's going on? Sorry, I'm a little bit lost here for a second. Unavailable. What's going on? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused here for a second. Mashego's on international duty. Ramito's injured. Ramito's out injured he's got a broken shoulder. He's going to be out for another week or so. I don't remember that coming up in the news. And Mashego is out. He is in the Australian under-20s. So that's why we are playing Kidby. Is this his debut? This will be his first ever match, Gordon Kidby. He's a good player. Good player. Let's have a look now then. We've got Gordon Kidby in goal. Northern Irish goalkeeper. He's been in our reserves all season. 9 clean sheets and 17 games down the reserve, so not too bad. Good debut. We've got Jared Murphy still at left back, and look at them stats, firing up. Just what we want to see, going up, and also his value's gone up as well, which is pretty nice to see. We've got next to him Jared Madison for the double Jared mixture. Again, stats going up, which is always good to see. Good centre back he has, played quite a few games just this year. Alongside him we have Marlon Manning, a player who we have played mostly at defensive midfield, but he's not had a lot of games this year, so we're going to bring him in at centre-back for this one. He's actually wanted by Wolverhampton Wanderers, so should they... We're going to drop the price a little bit. Let's drop it to $1 million. Should they be willing to pay something like that, we'll be happy to let him go. Well, not happy, but we will let him go. Right back, we've got Jamie Wildman, a player who's been quite an ever-present this season most of the time. Pretty damn good player. We brought him in last season. Defensive midfield, we of course have Chris Morgan, the man, the myth, the legend. Been with us now for a good few years. I think he's gained the Gibraltarian nationality, but it doesn't really matter now because he's got a cap for Australia. Midfield, we've got Andreas Broger, who's done really well this season. He had to fight for his place in the team, but since we gave him a few games, he's been an absolute rock for us this season. And I think he actually... Has he gained nationality now, or has he still got a little bit of time left? He might still have a few days. He's got 44 days before he becomes Gibraltarian. So next season, some of these guys could start playing for the Gibraltar national side, and Broger would be a massive, massive signing for them. Well, not signing necessarily, but it'd be a bit of a coup. Serge Atundi, we like to play him out wide normally, but we're playing quite a narrow formation here today, so he's going to play in the central midfield spot. Absolutely fantastic player. His value is going up every single episode. He's got 5 caps now for Cameroon as well, so an absolute rock. 8 goals as well. He's a real cracking player. So up front, we're going to have Eric Franks, the guy who scored 21 goals in 24 games for us. Been a fantastic signing. Again, another American. We're doing quite well with these Americans. And I wonder whether this might be a guy as well who could go in for the Gibraltar national side. Alongside him, we have Mark Kelly, an Irish lad we brought from Arsenal a couple of years back. He's not played a lot of football for us so far, but we do have a couple of injuries up front, so he is going to come in today, and hopefully he's going to be a decent striker for us. And of course, making his debut is Michael Vega. Like we just said earlier on, a player we've just brought in from Ecuador. Decent stats, not fantastic, but at the moment we've got a couple of injuries up front and unfit players, so this is the best team we can really put out at the moment. But I still think it should be more than strong enough to defeat Glasgow United here. We've got a couple of guys on their debuts and a couple of guys that don't often play too much, but I still think there's going to be more than enough ability there to really dominate this game against Glasses. Well, hopefully anyway. Because if we win these last 2 games, then we will have won every game bar 1 this season, which I'm so annoyed about. We lost 2-1 to Britannia. I don't even know what happened. It was just like they just didn't turn up that day. It was really frustrating. So Marlon Manning's not 100% fit, but he is moaning because he hasn't been getting a lot of first team football, so I did think we'd bring him in here today, which is always a good thing. Come on, guys. How have we only had 32% of possession? We've got 40% now. We want to try and... There we go. We're getting on top of the possession now. So I'm really dependent here on Eric Franks because Mark Kelly and Vega haven't played much up front this season. Franks has scored a lot of goals, so I'm hoping that he's going to be a guy that can continue that goal scoring form. If we get 1 goal, I think their heads will drop and we'll start to dominate the game. Brogan out to Atundi, the 2 centre midfielders linking up, and there's a defensive midfielder. Morgan plays it back out wide to Atundi, who I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing that right, but that's how I'm going for it. That's how I'm going for it. Now Atundi's on the ball, back out to the right back Wildman. We need to get the ball in the box. We seem to be playing very much defence versus attack here at the moment. And if we can just get that 1 killer ball, it shouldn't be a problem. Atundi across to Broger. Plays it forward. Franks into Kelly. It's a good save. Almost the 2 strikers linking up well there. I would have sort of preferred that the other way around with Kelly chesting it onto Franks for the shot, but wasn't to be the way. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get another shot in. Let's try and get a goal before half-time. That'd be the best way. If we have to bring on... I've forgotten his name now. If we have to bring on Richard Jones, we will do. But as you can see, he's not 100% fit. Struggling a bit. We can bring on Finn Baird as well and go a bit more... We could do that. We could bring on Finn Baird and move Atundi out wide and go for a different formation, maybe. I might have a look at doing that in the second half just to try and mix things up. Should we need to. We'll give it another 10 minutes into the second half and just see if we need to make any change. But Kelly's on the ball. It's been booted back, but it's only as far as Murphy. On to Vega, the Ecuadorian, making his debut. Plays it forward to Kelly. Kelly's going forward. He's going to take a shot. He does, but it's saved quite easily by Johnson. Catches it as well. And I think that's going to be the last opportunity of the first half. 15 shots and no goals. That's a bit of a worry. We're not playing very well here at all. I almost pressed happy there. I'm not going to press disappointed. Get some motivation on the go. So hopefully now we can get... If we don't get a goal in the first sort of 10-15 minutes this half, we will change it around a little bit. Take off Kelly and Vega and go a bit more with attacking wide players. See just what we can do. I'm just trying to think now about having a defensive or attacking midfielder. There's the ball in. It's a terrible ball in. Right, we're going to get another attack here. Looks like we are going to get another one straight away. It's 46th minute. If we can get a goal, then we'll stick the way we are for now. Because it would be good to see Vega and Kelly get some first team football. Vega is now got the ball out wide. Not the player you want to have out wide. You want him to be in the middle being crossed to because of his abilities. He's got really good heading, really good jumping, really good strength. He is a guy that could head balls in all day. But at the moment, it looks like we're going to need to make some changes. We're going to have another attack first. This is your last chance, guys. If you don't score here, we're making changes. Kelly. Over the top to Franks. Vega's in the middle, and Vega does score. I said he was going to be dangerous from crosses, and he does prove us correct. Michael Vega with the goal, and a goal on his debut as well. So a lot of good work done by Franks. I'm happy with that. We'll hold on for a bit now then. I thought Franks was offside there for a second, but you saw a great run there by Vega. He's all alone in the middle of the pitch and puts it straight into the back of the net. And we do lead 1-0. It's about time. 18 shots. We need to really turn a lot of these around a bit better now. Because at the moment we're just... the thing is, it's fine against someone like Glasses where you know you're going to get more and more opportunities, but when you're facing off in the Champions League against certain teams, you need to be able to finish them off when you do get the opportunity, and that's the sort of problem we've had in the past few years at some points. Ballister bringing it forward. Come on, take it off him. Let's hit him on the counter attack. Do not let them score now. Good tackle, Broga. Now out to Vega. I might switch the strikers around a little bit in a second, but great ball out to Franks. Into Kelly. Kelly takes a shot. It has gone wide. I'll tell you what I am going to do. If I can remember how to get there. Advanced tactics. I'm just going to switch Vega and Kelly around. So Vega can be the target man attacking because that's his best ability. Kelly, you're a good target man as well. You're going to go defensive forward though. I want Vega to be the main man, advance forward. I think that's the best way. Substitutions wise, I'm going to bring on Baxter for Murphy, who has been booked. And potentially, we don't have any more centre backs on the pitch. Don't centre backs do we know? So I'm going to bring on Bernal for Atundi just to rest him. Bernal, of course, is an American, I believe. Yeah, he's American as well. I'm sure he is. We brought quite a few Americans last season. But just to freshen the legs up a little bit in the middle of the pitch as well. We don't want Murphy getting sent off before the last game of the season, or of course before the 2 cup finals as well. Murphy's one of our main guys. Wildman. So yeah, next season's going to be really interesting now because quite a few of the players we did sign can take Gibraltarian nationalities. That's going to be really interesting to see if any of them do and who they're going to be as well. There's a goal by Kelly. Great cross in by Franks once again, and it's Kelly with the goal. And both Kelly and the other guy, I've forgotten his name now, Vega, both don't often get many striking options, many games, but both of them getting the goals here today. Great volley there by Kelly. Could have quite easily gone wrong there and gone over the top, but looks like they've been okay. 2-0. 10-15 minutes left. We should be able to just see this one out now. Franks has done really well with the 2 assists. Goals, of course, for Vega and Kelly. Vega on his debut, which I'm pretty happy about. It's nice to see players score on their debuts. So yeah, players that are going to gain nationality. I think Broga and Ramito. I don't know if Ramito would go though, because he looks like a possibility to get in the... Oh, Kelly scored again. Ramito looks like a possibility for getting into the Australian side. It's all down to them. I'd love to see them go for Gibraltar, because eventually we want to try and get the national job for Gibraltar as well. Not quite sure how easy that will be, but we could go for that. I don't know whether we could always cheat. I don't mean cheat as in cheat, but if I was to create a second manager on the game and take over the national side as a separate manager, we could do that. Be a little bit dodgy, wouldn't it, really? But we could do that, because I've applied for the managerial role for Gibraltar a couple of times when it's only been free once in the 10 seasons we've been here. It's been free once, and we were deemed as not enough experience, even though we'd taken this club from the 2nd division in Gibraltarian football to dominate in the 1st division. We were deemed as not experienced enough to take over the Gibraltar national side. So it's a little bit disappointing. Maybe I'll give it another year or two. If we don't get it in another year or two, then I will just create a second manager and manage the national side as well, because we want to try and we want to try and do that. Of course, that was whole part of the idea of this mode, was to try and get Gibraltar up the FIFA rankings and try and get them into a major competition if we can. We said the World Cup, but I think that might be a bit too difficult. But it all depends if we can get some decent players to join up the nation. So I'm very pleased with the performance. A 3-0 victory. Assist, Warman got that other assist for Mark Kelly, who scored twice. 2 assists for Eric Franks and a goal for Vega as well. So well done to Kelly with the man of the match. And let's get into our second match of the episode, which I can't remember who it was against now. I really can't remember. Let's have a quick look. And here we go. That second match is against Man 62, a team that over the years has really been a bogey team for us. So we really need to make sure we get on top of this one. It doesn't really matter, does it? We won the league. We're 25 points up at the top of the league. Probably our biggest ever gap. We have won 25 out of 26 games so far, and we lost a game to Britannia, who looks like they are going to get that spot they want, Britannia, by the looks of it. And they've only got to get a draw in this game against Leo FC to guarantee it, and Leo FC are struggling against Gibraltar Phoenix towards the bottom to stay out of that horrible spot, that relegation playoff spot. Lynx has already been relegated. They've played all their games and finished bottom, so we're saying goodbye to Lynx. Cannons, I think, have already been promoted, our feeder side, so they're going to be coming up, and next year hopefully we can loan a few players to them. Key man, we've got Atundi, of course, a player now who's assisted 21 goals in 27 games. Absolutely amazing player. Can't wait to see some of these lads in the Champions League properly next year. That's going to be pretty good as well. Team-wise, we have Ramito back in goal after his little escapade. Oh no, he was injured when he had a broken shoulder, but he's now back in. He's not 100% fit, but still, as a goalkeeper, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Murphy keeps his spot on left back just because he's Murphy, really, and potentially. Oh, he's got 219 days left, Murphy. We've got Jim Morrison coming in at centre back. Jim Morrison's someone that must be close as well, because we brought him 37 days till he can be Gibraltar, and Jim Morrison's never going to be able to play for England, is he? So might as well. Got Abeth Patiño still at centre back, very good player. We brought in our young Colombian guy next to him, Mauricio Susican, who doesn't seem to be growing as much as I really hoped him to. Might be one of the players we try and loan out to Cannons next year to get a full season of football and see if we can boost his stats up at all. Into midfield we have Eric Bernal, one of our American centre midfielders. He's had a decent season for us. He has been sent off once as well, which sort of broke his season up a little bit. But apart from that, he looks to be a pretty decent player. Alongside him, of course, Andreas Broga, a player that we've not been able to drop out of the team since he got his opportunity this season, really. So he's a really good player. Again, another one that could be joining up with Gibraltar national side soon, hopefully. Finn Baird attacking left midfield. He doesn't have fantastic stats, Finn Baird, but he seems to be very, very good on the pitch. This is only his first real season with us. No, it's his second season, but he only didn't play many. I think we brought him right to the end of last year. So he's a guy that we're going to get more of next year, especially in the Champions League. Serge Etundi, a player we've only just brought this season. He's going to be someone who's really going to help us out in the Champions League as well, I think. And then up front, we have Richard Jones back after his injury. He's not 100% match fit, but still I think he's going to be good enough to play here today. 15 assists and 22 goals just shows how cracking he has been. And then alongside him, a player who's not played a lot this season, but a player who deserves to play quite a bit, and that's Maximiliano Bustamante, another player that we might loan out to Cannons next year if he does accept it, because we're struggling now. We've got a lot of players and we can't really give them as much game time as they really deserve, so maybe giving someone out would be best for everyone involved. Now, anyone on this team that would recognise Patrick Matindo, former player for us. Now, he's a player who's been in Gibraltar for a very long time, so he could play for the Gibraltar national side, but I don't think he's probably good enough. Neil Montegrifo, a player that we brought a few seasons into our career mode, had a lot of assists. As you see, played 54 games for us. Antonio Jimenez Benitez, a player that I really liked once again, but doesn't seem to have really hit the heights that I was hoping. I see they've got 3 of our former players on the pitch. That's pretty good. So let's get straight into this game now. Stop me blabbing on. We've got a very, very strong team out here today, and I'm hoping we're going to get a good few goals as well, just to finish the season on a high. Of course, this is not the end of the season. This is the end of the league, but in our next episode we are going to have 2 cup finals. We're going to have the Senior League Cup final and the Rock Cup final, so be sure to come back for those in the next episode. Hopefully we can get another quad this season. Bro got off the crossbar, but for me this is not about getting the quad. For me, this is about the episode after next episode, and that's when we get back into the Champions League next season. We really just want to get through to the Champions League next round. We've not done it once yet. We've always got knocked out in the second qualifying stage. I think we are back in the first qualifying stage. I think our coefficient slightly dropped, which I actually think is a good thing, because it gives us a couple of games to warm up, because we're always unfit for that game in the second qualifying stage. So having that first qualifying stage should help us have the fitness that we always lack, which probably help us out a little bit. But if we can get through that, we can get a decent bit of money in once again. It'll build our reputation up as well, which would be good. I have got a couple of players already scheduled in to come in for next season. There was a couple more that I was trying to get in that were absolutely fantastic players on free transfers, but it all fell through. I think their contracts were coming to an end with their clubs, and their clubs outbid me when I tried to offer contracts. They were happy with the contracts. They should have been. They were way ahead of anything we're currently paying, but they were worth it, the players. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. We have got a couple of really good ones coming in, and a few more younger players as well. I think it's a case of just continuing to build this team, because this team looks fantastic. We've got obviously the 2 Australian goalkeepers. We've got Richard Jones up front, who's worth 200,000. He is wanted, Richard Jones, by some Championship and some lower level Premiership sides as well. So if they do want him, we will have to let him go, but of course they will have to pay tooth and nail for him. I did know. Oh god, I meant to. That's the problem. I'm talking away and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I meant to press disappointed. I pressed happy. So that's a bit bad, that first half. 45 minutes of just absolute nothing. But as I've said before, Man 62 are a team that always seem to get underneath our skin somehow. Hopefully the second half we can do something a bit more interesting, because the players we have are far in advance of anyone else in Gibraltar. Come on, guys. Come on. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Let's make a substitution. Sorry, Bustamante. We're going to have to bring on Franks. These two guys up front together are just absolutely lethal. You watch Bustamante score now before he comes off. Jones is on the ball. Gets taken out by Jimenez. And does get the ball back off Jimenez. Baird had a shot, but it's cleared. Only as far as Bernal, who plays it back into Baird. Again, it's well defended by Matindo. Comes back out to Bernal. Back to Jared Murphy. Our team is very American and Australian based at the moment, I've noticed. Quite a good chunk of young players coming through those two nations, though. Jones now plays it in. Bustamante, I was right as well. Let's cancel pending changes. Let's leave Bustamante on the pitch. He deserves it. He's just scored the goal. Oh, I didn't get it on in time. I didn't press cancel in time by the looks of it. Bustamante scores it. Apparently he wasn't happy about coming off the pitch, which you can understand. I think we'll play Bustamante in the cup final as well, I think, because he's unhappy at the moment for lack of first team football. I pressed cancel changes, obviously didn't do it quickly enough. But still, I think Franks will come on and score a couple of goals anyway. Or be offside. One of the two. Who else we got then that we can... Might change it up a little bit. We've got the 2 cup finals coming up, so maybe resting Atundi could be a good thing. We'll bring Bakayoko on. And let's bring on Kelly in place of Jones, who's not 100% fit, so we'll give Kelly a few more minutes on the pitch. And obviously Jones can be rested for the cup finals. As long as we can hold off and we don't concede a goal, we should be alright. Come on, what can we do here? What can we do? Can we add a second goal? Or this is going to be a very boring game, this one. There's only like 1 or 2 highlights. There we go. There is going to be another highlight. It's me, a goal kick from Ramito. Plays a big ball forward. It's going to go to Bakayoko, who heads it back well to Susikun. So as you can see, we're starting to identify a few players that we are going to try and loan out to Cannons next season. And 2 reasons for doing that, really. Number one, well, there's a few reasons actually. Number one is to give these players extra playing time and hopefully develop them. The next one is to try and develop Cannons as well and get them a stronger side in the nation. Stop players becoming unhappy for not playing enough football as well. But yeah, the sort of improving another club within the country is the best one for me, because if we can give Cannons some really good players on loan that are obviously not as good as the ones we've got, then they should be able to do well in like the Europa League and stuff like that. So Kelly almost getting a goal there. Good save there by their keeper Coling. Who I think is a part of the national side as well. For the moment anyway, until one of our Australian goalkeepers decide to go Gibraltarian. And there we go, full time, 1-0 victory. Not the most thrilling end to the season, but still it's a victory nonetheless, which means we have won 26 out of 27 games this season. Which I'm so disappointed about that game against Britannia now. That's really annoyed me, that has. So yeah, Britannia are 3rd place now. There's nothing that can happen because Glasses have already played their full amount of games. So Britannia and Lincoln are both going into the Europa League. We're going Champions League once again. And yeah, it's been a pretty decent episode for us, I think. As you can see, our next game is against Britannia once again. That's the Senior League Cup final. As we go to the schedule. So yeah, next episode we are going to come back and we are going to face off against Britannia in the Senior League Cup final and St. Joseph's in the Rock Cup final. Hopefully walk away with another 2 trophies and win the quad for another season. And then we will come back after that into the Champions League. And let me just double check the Cannons did get promoted. They were first last time I saw. They're still first. And yeah, are they up? Yes, there must be. I don't know how many games they have. Have Cannons got more games left? Cannons have 1 more game, so they're up then. They can't drop out of that. So Cannons are coming up, which is good. Hopefully we'll give them a few players. We did loan them a couple of players this season. Steve Gregory and Jeff Ills. They've got Philip Duo as well, a player we used to own. Came through our academy and he's gone down there as well. So we will give them some better players next season. Try and keep them in the league and even make them quite a strong team in the league as well. So yeah, end of the episode. Next time, 2 cup finals. Hope to see you there. If you have enjoyed this one, then please do hit that like button. Of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more Foot Manager and a lot more of the Gibraltar Challenge. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon.